Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here, I hope you're all doing well. So this video is purely speculative, it's not based in too much fact, it's just looking at what could be coming next for Escape from Tarkov. Of course we've had patch 0.12, it's been well received by the community, that's bedded in now, it's been out for roughly about a month now, and everybody seems to be enjoying it and just cracking on with grinding through the quests and levelling up their PMCs. So what could be next? What are we going to expect from Battlestate in the coming months and maybe overall the next year? Well, between patch 11.7 and patch 0.12 there was 197 days of no updates to the game. There were a few hot fixes and a few bug fixes here and there, but we didn't have no new content released for the game whatsoever, and that was mostly down to them moving to Unity 2018. That was a huge undertaking for Battlestate games, a big move going from one graphics engine to another, even though it was the same graphics engine, essentially just an updated version. They had a lot of things to do, a lot of things to tweak and change, but now that's bedded down and that's done. I think we could expect the development of this game to kick on now and start to see things thicker and faster because Unity's settled down now. Everything that they create going forward will be created in Unity 2018, and like I say, I think that's why there was just a lack of content. There was no point creating content for the game between 11.7 and 12 because they would have had to have created it in the new Unity engine anyway, so I think development of pretty much everything stalled then. So to look at what might be coming next, we have to look at what didn't make it into 0.12, and the two most noticeable things were voice over IP, or VoIP as some people like to call it, and Steam audio. Now for VoIP, I think it was roughly halfway between 11.7 and 12. There was the odd podcast here and there, and I remember watching one and Nikita mentioned that VoIP would make it into 0.12, but it would be a very basic form. We were basically going to be looking at a proximity chat where you would have the ability to talk on your mic to other players that were within a certain distance of your character within the game. Brings a whole new dynamic to the game. I think it'll be a great inclusion once it comes out, but it never made it into 0.12. Kind of think that the undertaking of 0.12 was that big that they had to prioritise certain things over stuff, and VoIP didn't make it in. Now as far as I am aware, from little bits that I've heard here and there, it will definitely be in the next big patch, whenever that will be. I don't think the next patch will ever be as big as 0.12. I think that was probably a milestone patch for the game. I don't think they'll ever do one as big as that, and they have hinted at doing more smaller incremental updates rather than these huge patches every couple of months. So I would expect to see VoIP in that. Will it be the basic form that they spoke about in 0.12? Probably, but they will have had a bit more time to work on it, so it might be a little bit more advanced than that. It's going to be one of those things where you either love it or hate it. I think for this game it definitely needs some sort of random voice communication in it. Yes, you have the call outs that you can do with your PMC and you can give basic instructions to somebody, but it's nowhere near as good as actually being able to talk to somebody. Now of course you can buddy up in the menu system, but you can't talk to these random people that you join, so being able to instantly talk to them I think would be brilliant. I don't think there'll be as much carnage as there is at the moment. It's always a kind of lottery if you pick a random person to join a game with. 9 times out of 10 they can turn around, shoot you, take your stuff, and there's nothing that can be done about that. So I think putting VoIP in might help balance that out a little bit. The next one that I think was probably dumped early on in the development of 0.12 was Steam audio. Now for those that don't know, Valve do their own Steam, their own audio package for developers. It's free for them, it fully integrates with a lot of graphics engines, Unity being one of those, and they've talked about adding it in the game for I think roughly about a year now. But I'm guessing that it's a bit of a big task to integrate it in. Maybe that task will be made easier now that they've moved to the newer version of Unity. It might be something where Steam Audio just integrates a little bit better with that, and that's maybe why they cut it out of 0.12 and decided to wait a little bit longer. But Steam Audio uses head-related transfer function, or HRTF processing, so it should bring with it the inclusion of surround sound audio for the game, which will be brilliant for being able to position where people are within the game. Right now Escape from Tarkov only supports 2-channel stereo audio, which works well in most situations, but it isn't great and it could be a lot better. So I think when Steam Audio comes into things, the game will definitely kick on and be a lot better. Being able to work out where an enemy is in relation to you is vital in a game like Escape from Tarkov, and sometimes it doesn't work very well. Sometimes it can get very confusing. I know when I'm playing in a squad, I will hear something and I will swear blind that it's over there or behind there or around here, yet squad mates will insist that it is completely the opposite direction, and I think that's just down to the audio not being that great in the game. It suffers massively when you're in indoor locations. It's very hard to work out if somebody is below you, above you, even stood right next to you. It's sometimes really hard to work out. So Steam Audio will be a massive inclusion into the game, and I can't wait to try it out. Next up, we will most definitely get a new map. Now, ever since I got Escape from Tarkov, which will be nearly 2 years ago now, Streets of Tarkov was the map that everybody spoke about. Streets of Tarkov will be the next map. Then we got Interchange. Streets of Tarkov will be the next map. Then we got Labs. Streets of Tarkov will be the next map, and then we got Reserve. And we've had the little area added to Woods, we've had the expansion added to Customs, and still we've got no word of Streets of Tarkov. But this is the one that people have spoken about the most, so I'm going to assume that this will be the next map that gets added to the game. By the sounds of it, Streets of Tarkov, it's going to be a very urban sort of setting, which I love. The urban settings are is what I like to game in. Going through fields and bushes and round woods isn't really the thing that I enjoy in this game. I like to be in the indoor areas more. So yeah, Streets of Tarkov. Will that be the next map? Who knows? I think we'll all talk about it and then they'll do something completely different. But a new map will definitely be on the cards now. As I say, the new Unity engine, now that's bedded in, it allows them to kick the development on, and I think creating new maps will be easier than ever for the team now. So hopefully we will see a new map, I would think within the next 6 months. I would hope that we'd see a new map. Obviously, we will get new weapons, we'll get new mods and attachments for those weapons. What will those weapons be? Well, they've been teasing a couple of pictures recently. If I remember when I do this video, I will throw them up on screen so that you can see. Now, there was a rifle that was shown. I have no idea what this rifle is. I've read the comments section on Instagram and Facebook to these pictures. Nobody seems to be able to settle on exactly what it is, and Battlestate will never confirm what things are. They very rarely put a description out with their pictures, which really fucking annoys me, but that's just how they do it. Another picture is almost definitely the Scar. Looking at the comment sections under this picture, there was people saying that's definitely the Scar. That's a weapon that's been rumoured to be coming to the game for a long time now, so I think we will definitely get to see that weapon in the coming months. And as I say, the usual load of mods and attachments for weapons. So what else could we see from them? Well, those things are things that I definitely think we will see. So we will see VoIP added in, Steam Audio, a new map, new mods, weapons, attachments, gear, things like that. I would like to see them do a mobile app. I think with the inclusion of the hideout in the game now, and the fact that you have to wait a certain amount of time for things to be added in it and things to be made in it, it would be great if there was a mobile app where you could access your hideout. That way you could go in, you could collect the items that you've made, you could add new items in to be made, and generally just do, housekeeping of your hideout. And I think that would suit a mobile platform brilliantly. Maybe even having access to the flea market while you're on your mobile phone would be great. Now, I know that there is a mobile app out there. I think it was developed or co-developed with Veritas for that's on the Apple phones. It's coming to Android soon, I think, but it doesn't give you direct access into the game as far as I'm aware. I think something like that might be beyond the capabilities of Battlestate right now. Maybe they'd have to bring somebody outside in to co-develop something like that for them. But I think having access to your hideout while you're on the move would be a great inclusion for the game. Other things that I would like to see in the game that maybe could happen: daily, weekly or monthly challenges that could be added to the game. As we all know, streamers love to blast their way through to level 40 on this game, regardless of what's done to the game to slow progression down or what's done to its change progression. Streamers will always find a way to get to level 40. And once they get to level 40, a lot of them start to get bored and start asking when the next wipe will be. I think adding daily, weekly or monthly challenges into the game, I mean, you could make monthly ones catastrophically fucking hard. These guys would love them, I think, if it gave them something to engage their audience with, because once they hit 40 and they've done done all of the quests, they kind of start to make up their own games within Escape from Tarkov to, you know, keep their audience engaged. But if they had things that cycled over, I think that would be good for them. It would definitely slow down the calls for them to be asking for a wipe when we've only just had one a couple of months back. So yeah, and as I say, any player could take part in these. It would be really good, like a daily challenge, maybe you've got to collect something off a map, or a weekly challenge where you've got to kill so many scavs and then you get a reward at the end of it, or something like that. I think those would be a good inclusion into the game, and I don't think it'd be something that'd be hard to implement in the game. I think something like that would be very easy for Battlestate to implement. Doesn't take a lot of imagination, it shouldn't take too much programming, I wouldn't have thought, and it just gives people another way to keep engaging with the game once they've got to what they term as the end game, once you've finished all the quests and you've leveled up all the traders. So I think something like that would be good to be added into the game. And yeah, so those are some of the things that I think will definitely be coming to the game, and some of the things that I would like to come to the game. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see added to the game, what you think could be added to it, what you think would make it better, you know, are any of the ideas that I've thrown out there completely shit, or do you think they're really good? Let me know. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.